553rd Board of regular meeting of the Board of Aldermen come to order. We'll rise for pledge of allegiance. Roll call.
Matt Durfee's excused, he's ill.
That going around?
They're just so healthy.
He just hurts himself.
We'll have public comment on agenda items. Public comment on agenda items. Does anybody wish to speak on agenda items? You want to speak on agenda items, Chief? Once again, public comment on agenda items. Seeing none, we'll move on. Introduction of bills. First reading bill number 3389, in order to authorize the city administrator to enter into agreement with Spencer Contracting, corrective asphalt and paste construction for street work. Second reading of bill number 3389, in order to authorize the city administrator to enter into agreements with Spencer Contracting, corrective asphalt and paste construction for street work. Discussion. Matt, you want to just
Yes, this is this year's street work. We solicited bids. These are the contractors for the various different types of work we do. We're doing, we do every year, so Spectre Contracting is the Ashby Road, the reconstruction. Corrective asphalt is the Nova chip. And then Pace is the it's a sealant that we use on streets that we recently overlaid.
questions or discussion?
I have a question, but it doesn't pertain to any of the things we just covered at the street. So somebody was, a resident was asking me about the Wright Avenue Bridge. Is it going to be done after the Geraldine Bridge?
The Wright Avenue Bridge,
Yeah.
we don't have to get it.
Okay.
That'll be a big bridge project.
That's what I thought. I wanted to make sure.
It's really not in bad shape, to answer your question, Kathy, because when MoDOT did the inspections, they didn't have many problems with it.
Okay.
Further discussion? Seeing none, understand motion for approval.
So move.
Second.
Roll call.
Basinger?
Aye.
Melton?
Aye.
Sparks?
Yes.
Murphy?
Yes.
Morgenthaler? Yes. Crony?
Yes.
Triplett?
Vice President.
Bill number 3389 becomes ordinance number 3296. First reading bill number 3390, an ordinance approving the second amended and restated agreement with SureCare Lawn Care, SureCut Lawn Care, LLC, and authorize the city administrator to execute the same. Second reading, bill number 3390, an ordinance approving the second amended as restated agreement with SureCut Lawn Care, LLC, and authorize the city administrator to execute the same. Matt, you want to just
Yeah, this is a rollover contract for the grass cutting service that we have
Subcontract.
For the parks, basically.
basically Kansas with a 3% increase, which is pretty cheap in this day and age.
Didn't you say they were doing a real good job, or did we have that fantastic?
I've been very happy with it,
Good. Further discussion? Okay, understand motion for approval.
So move.
yeah.
Roll call.
Basinger?
Aye.
Felker?
Aye.
Steve Sparks?
Yes.
Murphy?
Yes.
Morgenthaler? Yes. Crony?
Yes.
Triplett?
Yes.
Bill number 3390 becomes ordinance number 3297. First reading bill number 3391, an ordinance authorizing the city administrator to enter into an agreement with St. Louis County for the placement of flock cameras. Second reading bill number 3391, an ordinance authorizing the city administrator to enter into an agreement with St. Louis County for the placement of flock cameras. Discussion? Chief, you want to say anything about it at all? Or?
Matt on this subject, go ahead.
Yeah, this is the camera that, go on the county right away. The county's requiring a separate agreement between the city and St. Louis County to place the camera in the right of way.
And that's, what's the location, Cypress Road?
How many total do we have those throughout the city?
Well, we have, I believe we have, what do we have? We got,
7?
no, we might have 7 in the city, but then there's ones up at the mall, which are
Right.
property too, on top of that.
Should end up being around 12.
Yeah.
And they are working.
Further discussion? Seeing none, I understand a motion for approval.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Spacer,
Aye.
Felder,
Aye.
Steve Sparks,
Yes.
Murphy,
Yes.
Lingerfeller, Crony,
Yes.
Triplett,
Yes.
Bill number 3391 becomes ordinance number 3298. First reading, bill number 3392, an ordinance authorizes the city administrator to enter an agreement with H.R. Green for stormwater engineering work. Second reading, bill number 3392, an ordinance authorizing the city administrator to enter into an agreement with H.R. Green for stormwater engineering work. Discussion. This is out the creek.
this is at the golf
Golf
course.
course.
Yeah.
This is just for the design of the work, not the work.
That's correct, so, again, the Coldwater Creek Sub-District, grant that MSD gives every year, we'll pay for this, and then we will bank, future years, grants to save fund up money to do that.
Further discussion? Seeing none, I understand a motion for approval.
Move.
Second.
Roll call.
Asinger,
Aye.
Felder,
Aye.
Steve Sparks,
Yes.
Murphy,
Yes.
Lingerfeller, Crony,
Yes.
Triplett,
Bill number 3392 becomes ordinance number 3299. First reading, bill number 3393, an ordinance rescinding the voluntary reduction of the economic sales tax rate authorized by ordinance number 2920, which reduces sales tax 0.5% to 1/4% on all retail sales made in the city of St. Anne, and which are subject to the taxation under the provisions of section 144.010 to 144.525 of the revised statutes of Missouri. Second reading, bill number 3393, an ordinance rescinding the voluntary reduction of the economic sales tax rate authorized by ordinance number 2920, which reduced sales tax of 0.5% to 1/4% on all retail sales made in the city of St. Anne, which are subject to the taxation under provisions of section 144.010 to 144.525 of the revised statutes of Missouri. Discussion. Matt, this is the sales tax that we had to roll back in order to lure ours at the time. And
yes, this is one of the two,
how long ago was that?
it was 2000 and,
12?
12 or 13?
Oh, 13, yeah.
The other sales tax that we rolled back was the 1/4 local option sales tax. When we did this, we took a significant reduction in revenue, but it was, either do that or not get Menards. So now that the agreement has expired with Menards, we can put this sales tax back. The other sales tax, the 40% local option sales tax, should we desire to put that back, it may need to go in front of a vote of the people again, because there wasn't a way to roll the tax back to a reduced rate. But, we'll need to take a look at that at some point in the future if we want to put that back.
Further discussion? Hearing none, I will entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
Roll call.
Basinger,
Aye.
Felker,
Aye.
Sparks,
Yes.
Murphy,
Yes.
Lingerfeller, Crony,
Yes.
Triplett,
Yes.
Bill number 3393 becomes ordinance number 3300. First reading, bill number 3394, an ordinance authorizing the city administrator to enter into an agreement with Breckenridge Hills for court administrative services. Second reading, bill number 3394, an ordinance authorizing the city administrator to enter into an agreement with Breckenridge Hills for court administrative services. Discussion. Or, I mean, how many is that gonna get us up to a total now, of course?
Well, we had, there will be 10.
We're gonna, staff can handle it all and spacing and everything? I imagine that's probably not a real big docket, do you think?
No, I mean, because we run the courts during the day, during day court, so, we all cycle in during the day, on different days, so of course staff's here, so we're not paying, comp time or anything like that for staff.
Do we have to keep a bailiff on duty for courts?
Yeah.
Yes.
I guess that's a no-brainer. Okay. Further discussion? What was the contract for, the amount of the contract? I looked at it earlier, I couldn't remember. All right, further discussion? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Haysinger,
Aye.
Felker,
Aye.
Sparks,
Yes.
Murphy,
Yes.
Rutherford, yes, Crony,
Yes.
Triplett.
Bill number 3394 becomes ordinance number 3301. Approval of the monthly reports and warrant list. Discussion? No, none? Okay. I'll entertain a motion for approval. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We'll now have public comment on non-agenda items. Public comment on non-agenda items. Step on that, Ed. Are you ready to go? Good evening.
Actually, I have two subjects tonight. First off, on the selection of streets, this was discussed last year as far as spreading them out better across the streets. I noticed that everything that you have there for major work is north of Rock Road, again, third year in a row. So I was under the understanding that we're going to instruct our engineer to pick them out a little better as far as spreading them citywide.
And we have a list of streets, and we have, this year we had a number, we had one street in particular that, our hand was forced on with, a water company, so.
Ain't joking.
Again, if the board wants to do something different as far as, look at the streets that we're doing village streets, and we're doing, the large reconstruction. You can't do more than one large reconstruction a year.
I understand.
So that's gonna be something.
The Nova chip and all that is covered under the pavement protection program that we've been doing for years.
Nova chip, and then, the other thing you have with contractors is you have a thing called a mobilization fee. If they're moving around to different parts of the town, doing smaller jobs, they're going to charge you a lot more to do that. Because
Well, I noticed that the streets.
they have to move their equipment and, around. And so, we tend to try and do the work in the most compact way as possible to get the cost. Yes, I mean, there's gonna be some years where work is not, spread out over town. I can't do anything about that.
I understand. But it is the third year in a row.
I mean, that's,
The way they were rated.
that's the
I'm
way.
And
frustrated too.
since the tax was only passed 3 years ago, that makes,
Well, I mean, and I disagree with you,
Well,
Ed. Ashby Road, was a huge project, and the majority of that was south of the Rock Road. 80 Road was
last year
south of
was-
the Rock Road.
Last year was also south of the Rock Road.
right, but there's still 20% of that money had to come from the city. So,
May I, Matt, real quick? The other thing was, we were supposed to do St. Joachim, but then MSD came to us
I mean,
and said that they gotta replace the main,
things come
so
up and
that was in that was supposed to be in 23.
So, I can't solve that problem for us.
Just wanted to make sure that that you know that it has been noticed 3 years in a row, so.
But
I mean,
again,
done is done, it's already contracted, I understand that.
but again, I mean, what would you change in this year's work? I mean, if you had the ability to change something, what would you change?
Oak Point.
I mean, keep in mind, when you move work around, you have to stay within the dollar value that we have.
The four small streets in the circle that you have chosen,
The
four small streets that you have chosen, St. Leonard, etc. I would have left them alone and chosen one large street in Ward 3 R4.
Okay, but the price for that work is gonna be way higher because you're gonna have a contractor doing work over there and then moving over to the other side of town to do more work.
Not if he wasn't doing those four.
But you got the water company working already.
You can't, so what are you gonna do? You're gonna have the street ripped up and leave it ripped up for a year before we get back over there?
I mean, and the water company's paying for half of that, that's the only reason all the work got done.
Right, I mean, so, again, when we get thrown curveballs, we have to move work around and things may not line up the way that you think that they should line up.
Hoping there's gonna be more revenue next year with some sales and start getting some more streets done.
Well, let's hope.
Yeah. Wishful thinking, but yeah, it's definitely, your point's legitimate, that's for sure.
The other subject I wanted to ask about was basically about the pool. Last November, the committee meeting, there was discussion after Overland declined.
About what?
After Overland declined to participate in the pool project, there was a lot of discussion as to what is going to happen moving forward. Options were from cancel the whole thing on up to do option 2 rather than option 3. There's never been any further discussion at any meeting.
We're moving forward
With what option?
well, we're moving forward with we started the process of doing the bathhouse.
Mhm.
That has to be done first.
Right, that's separate.
So that's what we're focusing in on right now is the bathhouse.
So we still haven't made a decision as far as the scope of the outdoor project.
No, that's the next part of the project.
Things have been put out to bid, we're waiting here.
Okay. Okay, well, that answers that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Does anybody else wish to speak on non-agenda items? Anybody wish to speak on non-agenda items? Seeing none, we are, take a motion to go into closed session for personnel and legal. Roll call?
Basinger?
Aye.
Schulter? Sparks?
Yes.
Murphy?
Yes.
Burkhalter? Yes. Tony? Yes.
We are in closed session. Good evening, folks.
How are you?
Yeah. How are you? How are you? Okay.
To make my book.
Right, yeah.